Every day on this channel, I go through everything Elon said on X in the last 24 hours. And here's a breakdown of the topics that Elon posted about today. There's a lot about XAI, so why don't we cover everything else first? Elon reminded everyone that Teslas can drive themselves, and Donut Operator responded saying, "When can I do this though?" attaching a video of someone gaming while their Tesla drives them around. Elon responds to this saying probably 3 to 6 months, depending on regulatory approval in your city and state. Adam Lois responds asking Elon any idea when Tesla's robotaxi is coming to Chicago. Elon responds saying not sure what the status of Illinois is. A pretty good guide is that if Waymo is operating somewhere, then regulations allow robotaxi in that city or state. Tesla will operate there as soon as we reaffirm safety testing in that locale and receive a license to operate. Waymo does not currently operate in Chicago, and I thought it was interesting that he said they will operate there as soon as we reaffirm safety testing, because it said on the Q2 earnings report that the validation that Tesla is doing with those units is just a short-term measure, but this makes me wonder if they will in fact validate every region before they enter. And Kathy Woods says in this video that Tesla is the largest AI project on Earth. We believe that the entire ecosystem associated with autonomous taxi networks is going to be worth 8 to 10 trillion in terms of revenue generation in the next 5 to 10 years. To put that in context, the entire GDP of the world today is 113 trillion. So 10 trillion is going to move the needle. And Elon quoted that saying true. And he reposted that Tesla Optimus will be the biggest product ever to launch. Omar said AI robots in every home, on every street, in every office, and in every factory. And Elon replied saying, yeah. And he reposted this from Gail, who said that when the ride to the destination is the experience instead of the destination being the experience. And a new $106 million Tesla Megapack battery energy storage solution has just come online around Phoenix, Arizona. It can store enough electricity to power 200,000 homes for 2 hours each day. The Aravon CEO said, "We've been operating Megapacks for a number of years and we've had 0 safety incidents." Elon reposted it. And he also reposted that Tesla sold 838 cars in Norway in July, grabbing 8.8% of the total market and 9% of the EV segment. Those numbers are so similar because almost 100% of the auto market in Norway is electric. And Omar said he really enjoyed using Tesla's rideshare service in the Bay Area. His only complaint is that it is too hard to get a car. He sometimes has to take a human-driven Uber, which felt like stepping back into the Stone Age compared to Tesla's service. His suggestion is to let Tesla customers add their cars to the network and supervise FSD for passengers. Tesla could have them work as contractors and screen both the car and the driver to ensure they're up to Tesla's standards. Elon responded to this saying, "One step at a time, safety is paramount." And then Omar shared that he is glad to hear that Tesla will be appealing the absurd ruling in Florida. It was an incident involving autopilot. Somebody dropped their phone in the car and was reaching down to get it when they got in an accident, and now they're suing Tesla. The man engaging Tesla in the lawsuit is named George McGee, and he's suing Tesla on the grounds that their marketing was misleading. And the jury in this civil lawsuit against Tesla found that the driver was mostly responsible, but still assigned Tesla 33% of the blame. They claim that because of Tesla's marketing, the driver thought the car would stop on its own. So Omar goes into great detail about his thoughts on this case, and Elon aligns with them as he responds saying, "Exactly. But all you need to know for now is Tesla is appealing the ruling, and if they don't win, they'll have to pay about $300 million. And check out this graph. This is the estimated percentage of 30-year-olds who are both married and homeowners from 1950 to 2025. For those of you listening, over 50% of people 30 years old were both married and homeowners back in the 50s. Today, that number is under 15%. This user quotes it saying, "Most people don't realize there's no climbing out of this. Once it becomes cultural and baked into the collective psyche, it's pretty much over. Reversing it would take an act of God or some once-in-a-century black swan," and Elon says AI and robotics will turn this around big time. Base Beth Bezos says the personal computer was intended to be the bicycle for the human mind, but personal superintelligence will be more like a rocket for the human will. And Elon says probably true. And Chubby says AI is coming for the consultants. The fear of irrelevance and job loss is now reaching even the highly paid professions. Elon responds to this saying, "Some say that the main reason corporate CEOs use consultants is to have an objective third party confirm the decision they were going to make anyway and have someone else to blame if it goes wrong. AI can't replace that yet." And Greg says it's more fun than ever to be a software engineer. It's more fun than ever to be a coder. I just love coding and coding and coding. Elon says he's right in that AI has taken a lot of the drudgery out of writing software, but in the fairly near future, writing software will be like being a painter. In the old days, you needed a professional painter to spend many days just to make one selfie, like a portrait, just so people could know what you looked like. Now you can make a video selfie instantly and effortlessly. There are still people who paint, of course, but it's recreational rather than functional. And Jensen Huang speaks on the difference between hard work and insanely hard work for about a minute and a half. He says he wakes up at 5 a.m. and he usually goes to bed around 9:30 p.m. He really values his sleep. And when asked if he ever relaxes, he says, yeah, all the time. I relax by working hard and solving problems. Elon responds to this saying, hardcore. And Yuntov from Tesla quoted this saying, the first thing Jensen did on his honeymoon was visit TSMC to make sure his first chip got fabbed. He told us the story at all hands. Elon responded to this saying, Jensen is awesome. And the Cray 1 computer from 1975 contains 60 miles of wire and broke computing records by reaching speeds of 160 megaflops. That's about half the speed of the first iPhone in 2007. Pricing for each machine started at $5 million. And they sold 80 units. You could be ordered in any color. Noyes responded to this saying that's about 1/7 the speed of the current Apple Watch. And Elon replied saying, wow. And this XAI employee says, is it weird that I have not read a single Paul Graham essay? According to Grok, his essays have shaped tech culture since the 2000s, and Elon has a laugh at that one. And Didi says this is one of the most important papers in AI. A tiny brain-inspired 27 million parameter model trained on 1,000 samples outperforms O3 Mini High on reasoning tasks. Still can't believe this tiny lab of Tsinghua grads gets 40% on ArcAGI, solves hard Sudoku and mazes. We're still so early. Elon responds to this with a Grok analysis, asking, what are the odds that this breakthrough is real? Grok says the impressive performance on Sudoku and mazes with only 1,000 samples is unusual, prompting skepticism. There's either a breakthrough in hierarchical reasoning or an undetected methodological flaw. Now, Peter Thiel said that 2024 is the year where Elon stopped believing in Mars, not as a silly science tech project, but as a political project. So Andrea says, leaving aside your disdain for Thiel, what do you make of this? Elon responded saying, I am a fan of Peter, but he is not quite modeling my mind space accurately. Making life multiplanetary on Mars really is about preserving the light of consciousness. There is no political or personal agenda. If someone else was doing it, that would be great, but there isn't. And he reposted how he wants to turn Starship into a Mars taxi. Starship launches with a super heavy booster, drops it, then refuels with another Starship in Earth's orbit. The trip to Mars takes around 6 months, and the ship doesn't even need a booster to come back. It's basically the ultimate space road trip, but with rocket fuel instead of gas station snacks. And here's Grok Imagine, where Starman decides to leave Earth's orbit and depart for Mars. Elon responds to that with a heart. And a new life awaits you on the off-world colonies. Elon said, when I heard that watching the original Blade Runner, I thought it sounded awesome. Simp for Satoshi says Elon's purpose is to ignite the will of the people. That is all. He will not enjoy the fruits of seeing humans escape our star system. And like every great leader, he must eventually pass on the baton. Elon says true. And SpaceX has come a long way. Can tiny SpaceX rock Boeing? And now it's catching a Starship with chopsticks. And Starlink is providing reliable high-speed home internet all around the world. Starlink Mini fits in a backpack and connects in minutes, ideal for staying connected while camping. And Basil the Great says this is what tyranny looks like. In the UK, the government can take away your right to peacefully protest. That happened today when they deployed a Section 42A order, meaning people must disperse from the area for 28 days after causing alarm or distress. The people were protesting against having a hotel in their local area filled with illegal immigrants, putting their mums, sisters, and daughters in danger. Elon responded saying, yes, as in this is what tyranny looks like. And apparently Zoomers cannot adjust their NVIDIA graphics cards settings on their gaming PCs anymore because they are not 18. Thanks to the Online Safety Act in Britain, it says you are not eligible to use this application. Elon responds to this saying, this is nuts. How the heck is the NVIDIA app classified as adult? Elon quotes this saying, this is getting ridiculous. Mohammed is now the most popular name for baby boys in the Norwegian capital of Oslo. And Elon says, Grok, is this true? Grok says yes. And speaking at the World Economic Forum, German politician Olaf Scholz denounces Elon Musk. We have freedom of speech in Europe. Everyone can say what he wants, even if he is a billionaire. What we do not accept is if this is supporting extreme right positions. Elon calls him a clown. And Jared Isaacman says that he's always loved visiting Egypt, where it is easy to appreciate the scale of time and what ancient civilizations and brilliant engineering were able to accomplish. The Sphinx and pyramids with their perfect symmetry date back 4,500 years. The temples and tombs of Luxor, featuring columns 75 feet tall and 90 feet obelisks, carved from single slabs of granite weighing 300 tons, were built 3,500 years ago during the New Kingdom. Even the ancient Egyptians were mesmerized by space. Many tombs in the Valley of the Kings have ceilings painted with golden stars on dark blue backgrounds to echo the night sky. And Elon reposted that. And Dubai continues to set new records, welcoming over 9.88 million international visitors in the first half of this year, a 6% rise from the same period last year. This milestone reflects the vision of Mohammed bin Rashid to position Dubai among the world's top 3 global tourism destinations, in line with the Dubai economic agenda. The achievement has been driven by strong public-private partnerships and an effective global marketing strategy. A warm welcome to all our visitors. Someone says, what the f is burning CDs? If you remember the old ways, we can be friends. I was there 3,000 years ago. And Elon says it's humbling to consider that 3,000 years is less than 1/1,000,000th of Earth's existence. Alan says, why is your hard drive the C drive? Chunky Mo says A and B were for floppy drives. And Elon says, I remember. And Will Depew is very excited to have kids one day. But we can't avoid it forever. It's time to talk about XAI. And if you're trying to guard your eyes, maybe don't watch this one. Bring memes to life with the Grok app. Grok Imagine can turn your profile picture into a video. Elon is just incredibly excited about Grok Imagine. He is posting video after video, and Sam Altman is just watching from outside. Elon says this is the best way to use Grok Imagine. It's where you basically just speak to it and then it generates what you want as you're speaking. Tech Dev says it's great for mobile wallpapers, and Elon says share your prompts so others know how to create cool, similar images. What it's really good for is bringing memes to life, like Doge Designer does here. Elon has a laugh. Sawyer says Grok Imagine is noticeably better than when I used it just a week ago. Elon quotes this saying, Grok Imagine should get better almost every day. Make sure to download the latest Grok app as we have an improved build every few days. He says we will continue to evolve the model to make the images great for video games if that's what a user requests. Grok Imagine just brought a photo of this little girl to life. Little Human's Big Impact can't wait to show her dad, as of course that's of her. Sawyer put an image of his Model Y into Grok Imagine with fun mode on, and Elon has a laugh. And Elon gives you a tip. Grok Imagine makes much better images with detailed prompts, so please share your prompts to help others. He says audio improvements in the next day or so. He says it's available to all Grok Heavy users today, soon all Premium Plus users on X. I'm a Premium Plus user and I already have it, so you should get it soon. Nina said no love for Premium subscribers, and Elon said as soon as we're confident we can scale, then Imagine will be available for all Premium subscribers. Any company can do video at this point, but scaling to millions of people is a seriously tough inference problem. And here's another video of it. Hans is very impressed with the quality. Tetsuo shares the prompt and the result. And here's another meme converted into video and just takes under 15 seconds. Elon says video is so much better than static images because the information content bits per second is orders of magnitude higher. Grok Imagine is now making videos in half or a quarter of the time that major competitors take to make a single image. That's pretty crazy. He says Grok Heavy keeps improving. If it gave some answers last week that perhaps were not quite correct then, it might be nailing the question now and definitely will be soon. He says to expect rapid ups and downs with Grok Imagine as it evolves every day. Mostly ups, but a few downs too. The overall rate of improvement is lightning fast. Natalie's grandpa died when she was just 6, and her grandma passed when she was 13, and Grok just brought them back to life. Elon responds with a heart. Grok doesn't sleep, it evolves. Elon says 100. Doge Designer says this is X creators right now, and Elon says it's a meme gold rush. Someone brought this photo to life, and Elon responds with a heart. You can bring art and sculptures to life just using your phone with Grok. Every video you make with Grok 4 Imagine takes less than 15 seconds. And Elon again wants you to share your prompts. For early access, subscribe to Grok Super Heavy. And here's the We Robot event imagined. Have you tried Grok Imagine? Here is a fiery character. Grok Imagine can make your old family photos come to life. And Tetsuo says that the fact that Grok 4 Imagine could animate his profile picture is remarkable because every time he's tried to do that with another model, it's failed miserably. Grok Imagine is optimized for most fun and shareable content, and it's going to continue to improve like lightning. Here's Grok 4 just teabagging the other AI models, and it continues to bring the best memes to life. And here's that photo that we saw of Dubai before, brought to life. Elon calls it the meme motherlode. Again, here's a photo we saw before, brought to life. Elon says for ultra hardcore engineers, XAI is the place to be. In under a year, they launched all of these products. Unmatched pace. And if you want to download a video without sound, just tap the mute button before downloading. The video will be saved without audio. And Elon says 10 days ago, the 6-second video took 60 seconds to render. Then 45 seconds, then 30, now 15. We might be able to get it below 12 seconds this week. This is with no reduction in visual quality. We're working on a major upgrade to the audio track. I think real-time video rendering is possible in 3 to 6 months. And there is another iconic meme brought to life. Meme motherlode. Here's a little fairy princess. And update your Grok app for the latest features. And the Grok video rendering daily limits are being set to 50, 100, and 500 for premium, premium plus, and heavy respectively. Download the app and try out the beta test. Grok Imagine is so fast, and Elon says again, probably another 4 seconds we can shave off. James Dauma posted Elon getting chased by a T-Rex. This will truly change the landscape of AI content forever. Sputnik says there is nothing I can't do. Like leprechauns, tacos, cats, and goldfish. Now, Hader says Zuck is making a desperate move. 90% of OpenAI researchers rejected Meta because they believed OpenAI is the closest to AGI. Does Zuck not trust the Meta team? He'll toy with poaching talent for a few months to slow others down without any real plan to build something useful, as Meta has reached out to more than 100 of OpenAI's employees. Elon responds saying, many strong Meta engineers have and are joining XAI, and without the need for insane initial compensation. It's still great, but not unsustainably high. Also, XAI has vastly more market cap growth potential than Meta, and we are hyper merit based. You do something great and your comp can shift substantially higher. Danny responds saying, Elon, you promised us cat girls a few years ago. Are they coming? Elon says, 100. It is the meme motherlode. Kiri says, this is facts, bringing a meme to life. Elon loves it. Now, Elon and XAI just trademarked the name macro hard. Elon responds to this saying, it was inevitable. And that takes us way back to this post. Elon said, we are creating a multi-agent AI software company, XAI, where Grok spawns hundreds of specialized coding and image video generation understanding agents all working together and then emulates humans interacting with the software in virtual machines until the result is excellent. This is a macro challenge and a hard problem with stiff competition. Can you guess the name of this company? So if you're wondering why XAI trademarked the name macro hard, this is why. Elon has a laugh. And a couple things. Grok iOS voice transcription does not prevent the phone sleeping and going to lock screen. As opposed to ChatGPT, it's a super easy fix. Number 2, more of a request than a problem, but can you guys please change the transcription technique from transcribing word by word to instead just allowing a voice recording of any length, then transcribing it in one go? I currently dictate into ChatGPT, then paste into Grok. It's not ideal. Elon said, noted. And Grok is now the #1 app in the United Kingdom. Elon says it's increasingly the #1 downloaded iPhone app in one country after another. It's now the #1 app in Finland, and Elon says, I think we might have a shot of #1 app worldwide this week. Yunta brought the Tesla Hedgehog to life, and there's Elon calling tech support. And Grok 4 coded this great 3D ball runner game based on a few prompts. It's easy to play in the Grok window. Do you want to understand? Elon says, yes. Alpha Doge says, Grok, draw me like one of your French girls. Here is the little French girl, and Elon has a laugh. And Dan says that Grok Imagine is a small marketing department's new best friend. I took a picture of a mug and in a few minutes brought it to life. Best part is Grok even generated the prompt for this. And here's Annie and Valentine enjoying the new Tesla diner. And Annie, Valentine, Rudy, and Bad Rudy, all the key XAI Grok characters, have now got their own accounts on X. And they all have really short handles. Annie's handle is just A. Here are their profile pictures. Valentine's handle is just V. Here he is there. Elon responds, V. He's probably going to steal your girl. Elon fireballs. So much Grok. Imagine Elon with the star emoji, using Grok to animate my daughter's drawing. That's really cool. Elon responds with a heart. Can I do anything for you, Mr. Valentine? Oh, just a drink. A martini. Shaken, not stirred. Elon absolutely loves it. Here's the last two Grok companions just having a laugh after some mushrooms in the woods. Elon's cracking up. And you can point your camera at anything and Grok will tell you about it in as much detail as you want. And you can actually send DMs to these companions. Elon says them replying to you is coming soon. He said their DMs are open though. And here are the handles for Rudy and Bad Rudy. Here's a girl with a garden on her head. Elon just is in love. And Grok is now the #1 app in Singapore. And we're finally through all the imagined videos. Elon's having a smoke. Do you support Elon Musk? Elon responds to this with a heart. He said, long term, I'd like to move to Mars. I think it would be great to be born on Earth and die on Mars, just hopefully not at the point of impact. And he reposted this. And X just needs more positivity. It's the #1 news app in 127 countries and available in 188. Just became the #1 in Brazil and in Italy. Peter Diamandis asks, are you using a glucagon-like peptide drug? In a trial of 84 people taking semaglutide, their biological age dropped by 3.1 years on average, with some organs becoming almost 5 years younger. We are in the age of longevity meds. Elon responds to this with a Grok analysis. The drugs that Diamandis is talking about, like Ozempic, work by mimicking gut hormones to regulate blood sugar and appetite, but their anti-aging potential is unproven beyond this trial, challenging the narrative of instant longevity breakthroughs without further rigorous long-term human data. Naval says the least compressible intellectual domain is physics. The least compressible artistic domain is poetry. Elon says physics is literally figuring out the compression formulas for reality. And I guess maybe in response to that post, Diamandis said, turns out that 37% of statistics are made up on the spot. Elon says no, it's 69.420%. And here's some guys just transferring electricity to each other. Two performers literally lit up the stage by dancing on Tesla coils while passing electricity between each other. They wore special suits and spun metal rods, turning high voltage current into a glowing light show. Elon says, wow, and he finds this deleted post interesting. Will Depew says that he's 90% right and 10% wrong about the researchers versus the engineers thing, and you can bet on the fact that China sure understands this as well. I worry that the labs don't get this. Elon was talking a lot about this a couple days ago. For context, he was basically saying you don't need researchers. Engineers are researchers. In AI, there's not much research and mostly engineering, so those titles don't make sense. In physics or math, there's not much engineering, and it would be laughable to not have a researcher title, aka people who can pursue wild ideas for years and fail without getting fired. Elon says, exactly. Rune says, you worry that the labs that specifically adopted the member of technical staff titles to avoid the two-tier system long ago don't get this? Yes, Rune, I don't think we fully get it. We haven't gone far enough, and Elon agrees. Spore says, despite how it may look from the outside, tech is probably the least cutthroat industry there is. Having worked in politics and having close friends in finance, tech is uniquely filled with people that are just happy to help you if you're nice and not trying to take advantage. Elon agrees. And Elon responded with 2 exclamation marks to the graph we explored earlier. Which is it? Tax cuts disproportionately benefit the rich, or the rich don't pay taxes? Chamath says non-farm payrolls are total garbage, so I asked Grok, hey Grok, go look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics website for their non-farm payrolls data. Tell me how many times their original forecasts have been revised since January 2020. And of those revisions, how many times the data was revised up versus down. Categorize this during the Biden versus Trump presidencies. Bottom line is that Bureau of Labor Statistics isn't so much conspiratorial as it is inadequate in its approach. They're all over the place and add little directional signal. They constantly revise and in both directions. The sampling techniques they use are brittle and don't work for a large and dynamic economy like the United States. Trump was right to fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because she ran a critical aspect of the U.S. economic machinery in an unpredictable, haphazard, and sloppy way. There needs to be a new Oracle-like data provider for this critical information, and Elon reposted this. And we saw this story yesterday, a Muslim gang in Rotherham impregnating a 12-year-old girl, but the medium called her rapists lovers. She was just 12, and Elon today said staggering injustice. And a migrant from an asylum hotel has been charged with attempting to kidnap a 10-year-old girl. And a 42-year-old Somali man abducted and raped a 12-year-old who was playing in her backyard in Minnesota. This is the Islamic Center that wrote a letter in support of him, stating that he is a family man who had to overcome the challenges of a new culture. Elon responds with some exclamation marks. So that is everything that Elon said today. I haven't actually counted all of the posts. I usually do that during the editing process, so I don't know if that was a record day or not. But that was definitely a lot of posts. We learned that XAI is moving really fast. They come up with updates every day. We learned a little bit about the way XAI runs its company and how they compensate their engineers on a merit-based system. And Elon said Tesla is just taking a very cautious approach with the robotaxi expansion. Now, as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, I segregate his tweets into topics. And every day I take that data and I put it into my data set. And the members of this channel have access to that data set. So if you want access, join the channel as a member. You'll also get early access to these videos every day. But that is all for today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.